Elon Musk, the chief product architect of Tesla Motors, recently raised a concern about the rising levels of carbon released into the atmosphere by stating, "We're running the most dangerous experiment in history right now, which is to see how much carbon dioxide the atmosphere can handle before there's an environmental catastrophe." Carbon footprint and pollution affects us all. It transcends age, race, gender, religion, social and economic statuses. There is no escape from the consequences of our carbon footprint, whoever we may be. Although we cannot completely eliminate our carbon footprint by taking these simple steps, such as eating locally grown foods, choosing alternative care techniques for our children, and introducing green appliances at home, we can reduce our carbon footprint while preserving the environment and our resources. Since we observe the detriment of carbon footprint, now let us turn to the first method of reducing our footprints, choosing locally grown foods. According to Mr. Beebe of Idea Fitness Journal in 2011, he claims to reduce our carbon footprint, we must reduce our reliance on processed and transported foods. Processed foods take energy and chemicals to process the foods. And much like transported foods, these items are shipped to many facilities before they eventually come to us, the consumers. He also states we must also eat locally grown foods that are in season. We should support our local farmers, in return which will support our local economy. Animals take a lot more energy to raise than produce. Substituting a vegetable protein for an animal protein source once a week, we can shave off an equivalent of driving 1,160 miles per year, thus reducing our carbon footprint greatly. Since we have examined ways we can change our diet to reduce our carbon footprints, now let us visit alternative child care techniques that will also reduce our footprint. Mrs. Flowers from Health and Wellness magazine in 2007 gives us some alternative child care techniques that can help us lower our carbon footprint. By using children's furniture such as cribs and rockers that are made from solid woods and not plastic and particle board, which are byproducts of oil, we can reduce our carbon footprints. If we use organic crib mattresses that are not sprayed with flame retardants and other chemicals that are processed in plants and let off greenhouse gases, we can also reduce our carbon footprints. If we use cloth diapers instead of one-time use disposable diapers, we can save 1 billion trees being cut annually. These 1 billion trees make disposable diapers for all the world's children. And this is also counterproductive as these trees take the carbon out of the atmosphere. And millions of these disposable diapers find their ways to landfills every year. That being said, they're being transported into these landfills every year, which lets off greenhouse gases. Now we will take a look at green appliances that we can use at home, since we observe practices in child care. According to H11 of U.S. News in 2010, our refrigerators account for roughly 20% of our electric bills, and that using outdated appliances uh, consume more energy than modern appliances. If we use Energy Star appliances, this will help minimize our carbon outputs greatly. These Energy Star appliances are also known as smart appliances because they read the variables in their environment and they take these inputs and they change their operating measures to be more energy efficient. Using conventional dryers pour hundreds of pounds of greenhouse gases into our atmosphere each year. We live in Southeast Texas where we can use a clothesline for 8 months out of the year. Now that we've viewed topics and green practices at home, we will now visit the conclusion of this topic. We have, we have observed a few great practices for reducing our carbon footprint. We saw that the foods we chose and where we got them, the techniques we use for caring for our children, and practices we use concerning our appliances are positive steps in the right direction for reducing our carbon footprint. It is our duty to ensure that our children and our grandchildren have an opportunity to live in a